All right, let me turn that down a little bit. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Co-Video Live TV, episode number 37. Looks like everything is in order here. Got two guests at the same time, two for the money tonight. We're going to cram three people's worth of fun all in one. A couple weeks ago, we had on a couple of OLG, Our Lady of Grace, Highland, Indiana Knights, a couple of classmates of mine from the class of 82. And tonight we're bringing two more on that went over really well. So we've got a couple more in the virtual green room. They're ready to go. So just want to take care of some business right off the bat. I should definitely take my temperature here, do a quick temporal scan for the safety of my guests. 98.1. I've cooled down a bit since a pre-show scan. All right, we are ready. We got some video ready to roll. We've got two guests in the virtual green room. Let me turn that back down. Let me turn them back up. Are you still chatting in the virtual green room? Let's just say a nice Co-Video Live TV hello to Laura LeClaire and Peggy Platt. Right? Yay. Good evening, everybody.
Hi.
Laura, you're
Thanks for having us, Ron.
You're welcome. Laura, you're on the top spot here, so I'm going to start with you. Where are you calling in? Where are you checking in from?
Checking in from Naperville, Illinois.
That's right. And Peggy, you are somewhere in the Indianapolis area. Where specifically?
I'm in Fishers, Indiana.
Exactly, Fishers, Indiana.
I want to hook up with Dave Miller. See how he is.
Yeah, he's
in
Fishers. Yeah, he was on the show too. Peggy, you're right. You should do a quick temporal scan for yourself and report on that for the safety of all of us.
I don't have one.
98.3. Laura, I got you covered, honey.
Just lean in a little bit there.
There we go. Perfect.
Okay, you're 98.5.
Excellent.
We're all right.
Excellent.
Just a little.
She cooled off too from earlier, and that when we practiced that earlier, she was pushing 100. I thought.
Hey, Ron, do you know what tomorrow is?
Tomorrow would be I only know it in one language, the 5th of May, I think. But may I quickly mention that today is the May 4th, so may the 4th be with you. Let me get my group.
But I think you guys are overlooking the greatest holiday of all, which is we just missed the Kentucky Derby.
So we've got May the 4th
Derby
be with
Day.
you. We've got Derby Day on top. We've got El Cinco de Mayo right there. Everyone's got something to drink. All I've got is a little bit of water to cool the pipes. But I'll drink to that. Before we get going too far, I want to say hello to a couple of people that have already checked in on the chat. Before the show even started, Laura and Peggy, our friend Janet Holsklaw, Janet Sawinski, said, I can't wait. So hopefully she's contained herself and has and is there and enjoying it. Suzanne Smolin, my sister-in-law from Nashville, and a good friend, Marty Lucas. Hello to all. Love it, says Janet Holsklaw. All right, I don't know if you guys could see the chat. You'll be able to see it in the replay. So, class of 82. I haven't seen Laura. I was joking with both of these ladies that I've seen their moms. If that doesn't sound odd, I've seen their moms more than I've seen them lately because my mom and their two moms are socially active, and I see them around the area, whether it's performances, concerts, whatever, any kind of thing. Is that about right?
Yep.
Yep. My mom's a huge follower of the theater and does some things with your mom, Dolores. I think they almost went on a European vacation together a couple of years ago, but an injury got in the way.
Got it.
Yeah. Love it.
And I think that your mom and my mom, sometimes they go out to dinner with Mrs. Thomas.
Yes.
They see each other at the Performing Arts Center. And yeah, my mom's a big bridge player.
They're all theater mavens. Let's call them mavens. Can we call them mavens?
Yeah.
Just to be clear, your mom substituted there, Peggy. Did your mom ever substitute teach at OLG, or am I way off?
No, she taught in East Chicago for almost I think it was almost 30 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She used to volunteer because she started school like a couple of weeks after us. So she would always do her duties. Remember, we have to sign up for duties.
Hot lunch?
Like hot lunch, and then you'd have playground duties. She would always do hers at the beginning of school.
Mm-hmm.
Coupon lady.
Yeah.
Coupon ladies.
Yeah, but she would do hers. Her first 2 days of school, she'd be out on recess duty for Mike and for myself. So she would check them off.
Clear that off the list. My kids go to St. Michael's School also, so there are required service hours, though I'm probably through all 10 of them within the first month of school anyhow. But yeah, I can imagine. Do anybody remember how many hours you were supposed to put in when you were an OLG parent? That was never
I have
shared
no
with me.
idea. I knew we had to do that playground duty in like paper drives.
Oh, yes. Yeah, those are usually related to the scouts or some other activity. Hold on real quick. Checking in. Beth is here. Beth Snively. I don't even know. Is it Snively or Snive? She's Snively or Snively?
Long eye.
Beth Timidowski. Let's just call her. Go back. Go throw it way back. Real quick, before we get way out into the weeds, I want to turn the way back clock before Our Lady of Grace, Laura, because you and I went to kindergarten together before Our Lady of Grace.
Oh my God.
Our Lady of Grace did not have a kindergarten when we were there in 82 minus 8. You're the math teacher, Peggy. I said that before. But we went to South Ridge. We used to go to South Ridge for kindergarten in Highland, right?
Ron, I've got one super vivid memory of you and I in kindergarten. I walked to your house. It was hobo day. And we had like sticks with like our lunch wrapped up in bandanas.
Yes.
And I remember like picking you up at your house and walking to kindergarten with our hobo sticks and in like raggedy clothes.
My brothers and I laugh about hobo day that you could simply not do that at all. My most vivid memory, this is a good one. You may or may not remember. Mine is the first day of kindergarten. I'm just panicking, whatever, totally scared. I think maybe it wasn't even the first. Your mom drove us because it was raining. And so we got a ride, and I'm turned around to wave, and I turned and waved. I fell off the sidewalk and butt into a puddle. I mean, just fell full body into a puddle. So I had to get dropped off at the Roscoe's, and they gave me some dry clothes to wear or whatever. I didn't want to wear somebody else's underwear. I'm like,
people.
That was funny memories.
And I can only hope it was in the Volkswagen bus she kept running for 16 years.
I don't really remember. I don't remember the car. I turned to wave. The last thing I saw was blue sky.
Yeah.
She used to pick us up for volleyball games. All of us would sit in that Volkswagen. She was a good sport. And then she took us to Myers Mansion, Laura, for it was around Halloween. She took like half the volleyball team there. And we stood outside in the freezing cold with our volleyball uniforms on.
This was at a haunted house or something? What was it? What was going on?
You know where Myers Castle is now?
Oh, I do. I remember going there before it was any kind of business, and there were keggers that were there.
Oh.
No, neither one of you?
No, Ron. Why didn't you invite us? We were at playing St. John at St. John's Gym, the old church. Right there, we were playing volleyball in that gym, and I don't know, 10 of us got in your. And she waited and stood in line with us for like, I don't even know, an hour or two. And we went through the haunted house.
Right.
I just remember thinking, I'm so cold.
Please come pick me up.
An amazing woman, and maybe not the best judgment in that moment.
Hey, I want to do something here. Earlier we went through. Let me just get this one out of the way. I got a little video here that I want to put up on the screen. Can I do this real quick? Allow me. All right, there you are. Let me dump you guys off the air though. See this? Remember this was this would have been 1982 when the OLG I almost said Trojans. The OLG Knights came to the Highland, the arch rivals. Oh yeah, Highland Junior High. Is that Bridget or is that Kathy Zurich? There's Beth right in the middle. There she is, Kathy Zurich. There's Beth. There's Janet. Janet actually appears. There's Kelly. And Karen Cron. I mean, Karen Nagy.
Nagy, yeah.
I'm getting old. Kathy Zurich. Yep. I see in the chat room here, Joanne is on board. Holly's here. Holly says Hobo Day was like lunch every day at OLG. All right, hang in there and bear with us while we watch. There we go. I wanted you all to see the shorts. Check them.
Oh my gosh.
Scandalous.
They're like Daisy Dukes.
Scandalous. The two coaches, Faree, one of the coaches was a Faree there. Who else? Mike Toper skying over everybody, right? Mike Sankowski. Yep. Who else? Andy Esser, Chris Kuchka. Also, I think someone spied him. Where is he coming in? Oh, Sister Teresita.
Sister Teresita.
I think that might be, is it Miss Butinsky in the background, way behind her?
Oh, maybe.
Nonetheless, and I think real quick here, we'll let this roll because I think Janet shows up somewhere. Peggy, I think you're walking up the stairs when we rolled it earlier. But
that was my sister's ski jacket, and I thought I looked good.
There's Janet, and there's Peggy looking good in her sister's ski jacket. Joe Britton, I think, right in front of you. Look at some of these faces. All right,
That's
let's go back.
Plesha or no?
I'm not even sure. More of the cheerleaders. Can't get enough of that. Let me see if I can get this back to the show. All right, there's me. I want you guys to join. There you are. And there's that. Wow.
That's so nice.
That's awesome.
Back to 1982. Laura, you mentioned, can I move fast forward to the current day? You mentioned that you had late last year gotten out of hospitality and gotten into food distribution, distributing food to groceries, right? Very opportune, right? How's that been lately?
Definitely the right time for a move. That was back in October. So 2/3 of my old corporate office was furloughed in whole or half furloughed. So so great time for a move. It's been, I mean, you know, it's been a change, but a great line of business. And it's been an amazing, like not the medical essential services, but it's been amazing to see the people showing up at the distribution centers every day, working super long hours. I mean, working like 12, 14-hour days. We've been getting like 200% demand against our products. And it's been amazing. I've been working on a project for about 4 weeks just to get all the PPE out to all the distribution centers so we could meet the heightened safety gear. So doing my part from my living room while those guys are all working 14-hour days on the DC floor. So
did you track down the missing masks? You said there were missing masks, we mentioned earlier.
Okay, so we lost masks at a border crossing from another country where their government said we might need those, and we do a lot of community service through my organization. And there's an outfit in Laredo, Texas, missionary in Laredo, Texas. They have been hand sewing masks for us and sent us like 2,000 masks over a course of 2 weeks, and then we sourced some through some other means as well. But when our bulk order fell through, we really got to see a lot of our community partners shine for us. It was awesome.
Excellent. Peggy, in square number 2, or is this the Hollywood Squares or whatever? This isn't the full Brady Bunch Zoom experience. We got 2. You work presently as a 6th grade teacher, and I had my wife on. I've had teachers on. I had a principal on. It's front of mind over here. How's the whole e-learning and COVID lockdown been for you?
Well,
hold on. While trying to deal with 4 kids.
Oh, I know that's really been fun. Like sometimes I'm on calls or Zooming with my class, and they'll like bust in and someone's being mean or where's the spaghetti sauce? I'm like, seriously, get out. But no, yeah, it is fun kind of juggling all that. We started off here in Hamilton Southeastern Schools. I'm in Fishers. We started off doing 5 days, and parents complained that it was too much, that the workload was too much. Mm-hmm. They were expecting to do 20 or 30 minutes for each subject. So, and like most kids, I think they wanted to hurry up and get their work done. So they were like nonstop sitting there at the computer instead of, taking time for a break or taking time for lunch. So then we did that for 2 weeks, and then we had 2 weeks of spring break. The state gave us like a week off, and then our extra week added on to our spring break. And then we went back to just Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So basically we have teacher meetings on Mondays, and then I post my assignments. We have like an app called Canvas. Mm-hmm. Post them on Canvas. Or do you have your
Lake Central uses that? Yep.
And then we post them on there, and then I do every Wednesday. I do a Zoom call, so we kind of go over the previous couple of days of math and science. I've kind of toned down science a little bit. I do a lot of things outdoors to get them outdoors, like Earth Day stuff, or I did some math where you try to find things that kind of mirror each other, like a flower. The petals kind of mirror it.
This is sixth grade math. You mentioned Zoom. Did you have anybody Zoom bomb any of that before they tightened up the security on Zoom?
No.
You guys were laughing earlier that you have gotten together a few times at least with some old classmates from grade school or high school via Zoom.
Yep.
But Peggy, you mentioned that you've been getting together annually since one of our high school reunions with the group of people. Well, how's that? Where's that taking place, and how's that going down?
Well, we we of course we all just like, I can't believe you're here. We're like at our class reunion, and so we switched names. And Laura said we need to go to my sister's cabin, and without even her sister's permission at the time.
At a top secret location.
Right. And
Rockville, Indiana, Raccoon Lake, Rockville, Indiana.
So it's kind of, it was perfect for Janet and Holly, and Beth and I kind of live on the north side, and Joanne Sazela does, and we just all kind of,
Karen Cron and Jill Britton
and Karen Cron came, and we're hoping more will come, right, Laura?
Yeah.
Since it's your sister's place, right?
Is it penciled in for this year or no? No, is it a summer
Because
thing?
we've been doing the first weekend in October for the last few years.
So a good chance.
So hopefully that'll hold the course. Yeah.
Did I mention Beth? Beth's here, Janet's here, Joanne checked in. You guys can't see the comments. Joanne says smart woman. I'll say that's both of you. I'm not sure which one of smart one she's referring to. And
you're talking about me, Laura.
I think Beth said LOL, Peggy. I think she might have been referring to the down vest, the sleeveless parka or whatever you used to call the vest. Which I never had. That was
in the video.
Yeah, in the 8th grade video. You're bringing it back. I always wanted one. Never got one. Never even got the fake sleeved NFL.
Having two older sisters, I'm like, I cannot wait to wear their clothes, and they always like fell off of me, and I'm like, darn it, because I felt like all we wore was uniforms.
True.
So, right?
Well, today's an out
Some
of
of
uniform.
us still do. Some of us still do. Right, Jan?
Yeah, I don't know who's been waiting for a comment on the chat here. So some of the the skills that you acquired through Zoom and drinking and doing Zooms. I guess you guys put a short video together for our former classmate and good friend Jim Phillips, right, who's in the hospital still fighting COVID-19, right? And there was a request put out to put video messages together for them. A neighbor was putting something together. What did you guys do, Laura? Were you coordinating it?
We got in our standard weekly Zoom we've been doing, and we just, took a moment to remind Jim that once you're part of the OLG family, you always are, and that we were your cheerleaders in OLG, your cheerleaders in high school, and we're still your cheerleaders. So, so we've been watching Kate's messages really closely, and are excited when they post an uptick like she was able to today.
Yeah. Yeah, positive. I mean, he was, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but doing well and improving and on the path to recovery and ultimately getting out of the hospital, which is great news. Great news.
Yay.
Janet, yes, they do work well as a cover-up. I'm not sure what, yes, we do. They work well as a cover-up. I'm not sure what would Janet be referring to there?
Their uniform?
The uniform? I'm not sure. Janet did wear a uniform. I thought either one of you might have surprised me. No?
Yeah.
She came to Laura's cottage wearing it and wore it on the boat.
we went motorboating in OLG uniform. Yes.
Yeah. She was in her uniform shirt. So, yeah.
Might have been missing a button. We don't know what happened there.
Yeah. So
interesting. So
it can only go bad places, Ron.
I know. I can say, and yeah, I know. I was going to say motorboating as well. We'll leave that at Raccoon Lake. So a typical day at the LeClaire house during COVID-19 lockdown has been like what? And how much different is it now? How many weeks are we in? 6 weeks in, Laura. What have you learned in 6 weeks? What is changed?
Oh wow. And I feel like I went to commuting to the city of Chicago to commuting in Naperville, and now I commute to the office just outside of my bedroom wall. So no, really the most entertaining part has just been seeing my 4th and 5th grader, 2 boys. One paces himself so methodically that he finishes school exactly when he would during the school day. And the other one, like,
uh-oh. Somebody locked up there.
No, you can't play for.
I think I'm looking at Laura's face, just staring at the screen there. Peggy, do you too?
The PE teacher and the lunch role during the 6 weeks. So I've got it scheduled in my calendar every day for PE and for lunch.
All right, hang on 1 second. What is going on? All right, I see you back again, Laura. We had a little temporary thing. Now Peggy's the one sitting to frozen solid. Unless she had too many margaritas and she's just staring at the screen. I'm not sure. Oh, she's gone now.
For me?
Yeah, we lost your video, Peggy. Your lights out?
I really don't know what just happened here. We're having our basement finished, and
Lights off?
well,
this is
I just
classic.
really hope that my son didn't blow up our something.
I see. I can see the vague outline of your face. You want to tell like a ghost story or something, maybe?
I know. This is awful. I'm so sorry.
No problem. Hey, the whole show got shut down by a power outage once. I don't know if you saw that one, but Tammy was on. My wife was on. The whole show shut off, and we were 5 minutes. We were on the screen just staring at it until the power came back on. We rolled right with it. So stranger things have happened. So, should we kill your video, Peggy, or what's going on?
I think I'm gonna go.
Got some emergency lighting?
I'll go outside. Maybe we'll do that.
This could be some compelling video. There we go.
How's that? Is that better?
I guess. All right, that works. A little bright from behind.
I don't know. They were trying to set up some kind of theater or some kind of Alexa thing where you can play music, and I'm not sure.
Hey Peggy, the light. Can you go to the other opposite the lights because the lights behind you? Yeah, that's better. Just a little away from the light. Oh, beautiful.
Okay, sorry.
Perfect.
Good. I'm so glad you're the professional.
Semi-pro. I'm wondering when the show is actually going to come to an end. I mean, it feels like people are starting to already forget. I don't know how it was around either one of you, but there were a ton of people out when the weather was nice, as though nothing was going on. Are you seeing that there, Laura?
I was just talking to my husband about it tonight, that it's crazy because even in my work role where we're planning our return to our corporate office in Naperville, it's like not till June because that's what the Illinois regulations are, but some of the other offices are going back earlier. And it just, the numbers tell a different story than our actions. So I think it's just super interesting. And I just hope that we can all just go with the new norms of doing the masks and doing the hand washing, and we've got to get back to it, but we've got to get used to some different behaviors, and hopefully that's going to keep it in check.
I think so.
It's just crazy,
Peggy?
but yeah.
What'd you see down there, Peggy?
Well, I went out this weekend to do a couple errands, and it was busy here. And it was probably 50-50 when we were at the grocery store about how many people had masks on and how many people did not. So
I thought that you had to. I had mine on. It's not real comfortable, and I don't like to. I will. I thought you had to. I thought Indiana was supposed to, but they didn't seem to be enforcing it locally.
It'll be interesting, I think, to see too. Well, they've canceled a lot of our concerts, or the Indianapolis Symphony concerts that a lot of us used to just kind of go to. There's a Conner Prairie over here.
Yep.
You just can put out your blanket and sit out there and just kind of enjoy the weather, and it's just beautiful scenery out there. And they've canceled all of those. And then we have another outdoor amphitheater, and they've canceled those concerts. So it'll be interesting to see too how school will go in the fall.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that too. It's on my list, Peggy. You might as well go there. What do you? I'm running out of time on my Zoom call. How about that?
Well, what I'm hearing is just to prepare not to go back.
Right.
So just so you have a plan in place. So that's what I'm hearing so far. But I know that they have. They're hoping for the best. So.
How about
I don't know. The kids need the socialization. I think. Well, parents are kind of over it, and I don't know. I feel I've heard a lot of we have a good group of kids, but I've heard some sad stories. Like a couple of the kids called me. Their parents are splitting up. One parent, they had their house gutted, and the construction workers, they went out of business. Like there's a lot of one boy. He hasn't seen his dad in months. He's a truck driver. It's a lot of stress on the families. You try to say, well, all is good because my husband's working, I'm working, and but there's a lot of stress out there where kids, there's people are stuck at home. They need to get out. So
I found it to be an amazing balance of either the worst of worst for people, or we're in an odd bubble where we're in our home with our family, but there's a beautiful silver lining to that situation as well. So yeah, you just pray for the people that are on the not so silver lining side of the equation, and hope that things pass quickly and pass well.
For everybody. You mentioned the silver lining is spending more time with family. Multiple guests on the show have mentioned that as something, and I hope that people can, in the middle of hurrying from one sport to another or one kid's
Maybe
activity or whatever,
time.
yeah, people would choose to spend some more time with their family, like we were forced to do, like we had to be forced to do, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's really a different world from when we grew up with the phones.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the iPhones and being on watching as much as they do on whatever YouTube or TikTok or whatever. I mean, I know my 8th grader going into freshman year, she would spend all day in her room.
Right.
I'm married to, he's a Marine. He gets people out and over and down and gets them doing their chores, and they get so irritated, but they would be up there all day. So
I need to borrow them and come over here and get the troops out of get them mine out before 11. Yeah.
Oh, we have a schedule of who's doing what and who does dishes every night, and so it's nice that there's 4 of them because we, it divides up the duties a little bit better. So
you have a 3rd grader over there too, right?
I do. He tries to pretend like he doesn't know how to do much.
Yeah, right. I would.
Yeah. Hey, Ron, you and I are the youngest. Laura, you are too.
I know, it's a good place to be. We did a backyard camp out this weekend, and the boys cooked breakfast for us both mornings in the backyard. The 5th grader cooked bacon and eggs, and the 4th grader cooked us pancakes over like the classic Coleman grill, like the green fold up camping grill. It was awesome. We lived in the backyard for 2 nights straight.
Bathroom though. You weren't peeing in the back, were you? You had to.
No, there's a little too much visibility for that. It's true, but we were definitely 80% outside, 20% inside. It was admirable.
Laura, did you stay out there all night, or did you sneak?
I did.
You did.
I was nice and comfy.
Which included last night, because it dropped last night. You wrapped it up this morning. No.
Friday and Saturday night. We packed up.
Perfect.
We packed up this morning, but we didn't stay out last night.
Yeah. Did you camp when you were a kid? Did your family go camping?
Oh yeah. That was our annual vacation, always camping trips.
Did you guys camp?
And now the kids are in Boy Scouts, so that's still working on their badges.
We didn't camp at my house. We used to go on vacation with the Adages.
Yes, I know. I remember.
Yeah. And but we stayed in a furnished cabin.
Oh,
so,
we were in a pop-up camper. So my parents, 6 of us, so 8 of us in a station wagon and a pop-up camper where other people were staying at the Polynesian or whatever. We were at the KOA outside of Orlando, or the ORA in Orlando. So we camped a lot. Too. I really enjoy it. We've done a little bit of backyard camping over here, but I have a backyard that slopes like this. It's not, you end up in the wetlands if you're not careful.
Yeah.
No, I still enjoy it. Looking forward to getting out. The state parks in Indiana are still closed until the end of June, I believe, right? I forget.
Yeah, I think so too.
June.
And Illinois is what? Are you watching that, Laura?
Right. I mean, right now we're at the end of May for everything. I haven't heard anything go into June, but it's, always subject to extension, but I haven't heard anything go beyond the end of May.
Got it. All right. Well, we've successfully killed about 30 minutes. That's about typical for how long we hang on to viewers. I haven't really been looking at the chat. It's been a good conversation to have. I told you it always goes quickly. People say, they say 2 things. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say, or what are we going to talk about, and a half hour later. There you go.
Well, I really enjoyed watching some of your previous guests. It's been fun to see some of those guys we went to high school with, and even your brothers. Mm-hmm. It's fun seeing, you get lost in your own world, work and children and family and, responsibilities. So it's been this is a great idea. Mm-hmm. It's been really fun.
Well, thank you. I think that just beyond just this one show, I think people hopefully have taken advantage of the downtime to reconnect with people. I haven't seen Laura in person or on video. I don't know, one of our reunions, however long ago. And I'm in and out of the Indianapolis area.
I went to the concert last year.
Which one was
the concert last year? I went to the reunion tour of Scummy Fish last year.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was right. That show was supposed to occur again. The Music for the Heart, when we played for Mark
Yeah.
Sharp's fundraiser thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
We'll
Seems
have
like
to
2
do
years
something
ago.
like that again, or some kind of 82 class reunion.
I know. I threw that Facebook page out there 10 years ago and never really followed through on it. But nonetheless, it becomes a place to a place to at least share memories. Like that video, which is available to all the other class of 82 Knights that want to watch that and the other 2 parts that are out there. Laura, you want to say hello or goodbye to anybody that you is watching? Anyone you had watching?
No, just great to catch up with you, Ron, and a lot of the girls that you named on there. I've been blessed to keep up with on a real regular basis these recent years. So all good, and blessings to all of you.
Thank you. Peggy, how about you from the porch? Are the mosquitoes biting?
No, it's actually pretty cold out here right now. But
we'll get you back in the house.
I feel like it was when we moved from East Chicago to Highland, it was one of the best moves. I feel lucky and that I could reconnect with these girls. No judgments, no nothing. We just get together, laugh, share stories, share joys. You know,
those are the best
nice.
Friendships to have, where you can just pick up kind of where you left or whatever. You don't have to reacquaint in any way. You just roll right, hit the ground running.
You can do it, and we cheer each other on, and so yeah, it's been fantastic.
Excellent. All right, I'm going to say goodbye to both of you here. Roll off your audio. Wave goodbye. Thanks for joining us, Laura and Peggy.
Thanks, Ron, for having us.
Thanks, Ron.
You're welcome. There you go. All right, and with that, since we ran a little bit over, I guess the Zoom is still going, but we just made it under the wire. Thanks for joining us on episode number 37. Again, we're down to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule with future shows to be determined, but we're definitely going to be doing a show this Wednesday. We have guests lined up for Wednesday for episode 38. Would it be 38? I thought we were on 40. 38, 39, who knows when it wraps up. But we definitely have guests lined up for Wednesday and for Friday of this week. Let me put the song together. I don't know if Laura and Peggy are still listening. This was written by a classmate of ours, Mike Harmon. He was actually an OLG classmate till 4th grade, and then he headed over to St. Thomas More in Munster, but he's left us with this one song here. All right, with that, we'll leave it. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again on Wednesday.